All right, this video is a demonstration of the pistol squat and ways to work on this when you're not able to quite do it yet. And this is a difficult thing to pull off. It takes a good amount of mobility in your ankle in particular. Definitely some hamstring flexibility to keep the basic shape. Some strength in the hip flexors to keep some compression. And you have to be able to balance and keep your inner thighs engaged. And you're balancing this whole thing on one foot. Now just to show you very quickly what the whole pistol squat looks like, and you can kind of fuss around with the big details here and maybe keep your body at a 90-degree angle through the whole thing. It's not really that necessary. The big important thing is being able to go from standing to the bottom position, keep your balance, and from the bottom position to bring yourself back up to standing. And it's usually that back up that kind of kills people. All right, so just work things as best you can, and I'll show you some ways to scale this up. So from here, I'm just going to keep my hips squared, my weight's my left foot, my right leg's lifted. Now, if you just want to start from here, that's fine. You can keep the knee bent. You don't need a straight leg right away. If you really want to get uptight about this, you can extend the leg perfectly forward. Now, you have to keep the hip flexor engaged, and this is already a lot of tension. You need a lot of opening through the hamstring of that lifted leg to get into this. But when you come into this, go ahead and lean forward. You can reach through both hands, and you're probably going to have to reach and lean into this as you go. Bend in your base knee, take it slow, keep the legs squeezing toward each other, keep looking forward. And as you bring this down, try to take it down light. You're on that base foot, legs squeezing together, and you're all the way in that bottom position. Now from here, the hard part is really getting that lift. So the legs are still squeezing, to press into your base foot, and then slowly, bring this all the way back up to standing. And that is a lot, okay? And I do this relatively frequently, but I'm still feeling that on the thigh. It takes a good bit of opening, keep in mind. Now, if you're having trouble doing this kind of thing, the first thing I'd recommend, if you're pretty close to doing this, is doing this with a block or basically something that gives you a little bit more space, that you don't have to come all the way down to the floor, something to support you a little bit, so you can just reach your arm down and you can basically just deal with that last few inches at the bottom. So from here, I'm going to we'll take it from this side here. So my left foot's still going to be my base. I'm going to lift the right leg. Don't worry about keeping that leg straight from the beginning. Just keep it lifted to start. You straighten it out when you come to the bottom though, because you don't really have much choice. You don't have a little bend in the knee. But from here, my right hand's got the block. I'm going to start to sink this down. And again, engage in a thigh, squeeze the legs toward each other, start to round this forward, and take it slow. Now as you come down, you've got that block, or you're holding on to something at any rate. You can bring that to the floor, control the descent. And as you bring this all the way down, squeeze your legs together. My butt's still up off the floor, keep in mind. And then from here, you can press down, take it slow, really push into that base leg to bring this back up. Now, if you need to back off even further than that, you can use something that gives you a little bit more support from the beginning. And this is just a chair. So I'm just going to put the back of the chair onto my mat. And it's just going to be here for me, basically, so I don't totally lose my balance. Because working the balance to get into this is definitely a project in and of itself. So I'm just going to keep my hand on the chair. And you can just position this wherever it's convenient for you. And honestly, when I started doing this, I often had a hiking pole, and that would help a lot as well. And you got to kind of play with the position. So with my hand on that chair, I don't have to worry about the balance at all. And I can start from up here. I can just keep the leg lifted. As long as the foot's up off the floor, it's fine. When you come down, bend your knee, start to round forward toward that bent knee. And then go ahead and bring this down. Take the landing lightly. Squeeze your legs here at the bottom. And then press into that base foot. And again, bring this back up. And when you're getting used to doing this kind of thing, you're going to want to do something like this supported for a few repetitions. Just to get used to it. Do it on both legs, so you're not just favoring one. And I hope this helps.